All she wanted to do is create her future, to help her siblings out. That's all she ever wanted to do.
Family members are remembering their loved ones who died in a house fire early yesterday morning. 4 people, 2 adults and 2 children, died in that fire. Fox 61's Priscilla Meza is live at the scene once again, getting new information and reaction. We'll check in with her in about a few minutes from now.
Such a sad story. We have been following that very closely. Well, good morning to you. Thanks so much for starting off your Tuesday with us here at Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus America areas.
And I am Bridget Piorlo. You're going to want to grab a jacket or maybe even then some because it's a little chilly out there. Rachel Piscatelli tracking this unseasonable forecast this morning.
I was just writing on the web, for folks, because you can always go there for the full forecast as well. And I said, grab the lighter jacket this morning, but the shorts for later on this afternoon. So it doesn't last too long, but it is pretty chilly out there. So we are cooler than this time yesterday, anywhere from 5 to about 12 degrees cooler. We are sitting in the 50s to the upper 40s in some spots, especially for our cool location. So it's 51 right now in Willimantic, 51 in Torrington, 55 degrees in Waterbury, and 57 in New Haven. Our humidity is low. That's where it stays throughout the day today. So it is a comfortable day overall, and you'll see that here. There's really no fluctuation in the humidity over time. So if you're heading out any early tea times, definitely want to grab that extra layer, maybe a long sleeve. But by the afternoon, temperatures are in the mid 60s by 10 o'clock, into the low 70s by noontime, under a mix of sun and clouds. Today is going to be a dry day. Temperature is 74 degrees in Milford, 77 out the door in Hartford later on, and southeastern Connecticut in the middle 70s. Now tomorrow is a different story. It's not going to be as cold for tomorrow morning. We are going to have a little bit more in the way of cloud coverage tonight into first thing tomorrow morning. After that, we do have some rain that arrives, and it's going to come down pretty steady at times later on. So a plan for occasional showers on Wednesday, with temperatures struggling in the mid 60s. Then we rebound the numbers into Thursday, right around 74 degrees. We'll talk about where we go from here. Your full 7-day forecast coming up in just a bit. As we check in with the roads this morning here at 6:02, we do have our typical delays standard here in the 6 o'clock hour. So a live look, or rather just kind of taking a look at our drive times here from Bridgeport into Fairfield at around 6 minutes. Southbound 95, travel speeds 48 miles per hour. There's no delays through Westport, and Trumbull to Westport on the Merritt Parkway is about 11 minutes. So over to you.
It's so sad, and our family's gonna need all the help they could get. They lost everything.
A family heartbroken and grieving after losing their loved ones in a fire. It destroyed a home in Hartford. It's a story that we have been following very closely for the last 24 hours.
And we know now 3 sisters died in that fire, as well as a 3-year-old boy. And this morning we're hearing from that family. Fox 61's Priscilla Meza is live for us on more on how those young lives are being remembered. Good morning, Priscilla.
2 kids and 2 adults lost their lives in this fire yesterday. Right behind me, you can see a vigil is placed right in front of the home where it happened. You can see candles, flowers, balloons, all placed in memory of those victims. Now, yesterday, this street was filled with fire crews and officers as they search for answers. Now, yellow tape, this vigil, and the damaged home are all that remains. One of the victims, 21-year-old Krista Lee Hernandez, is being remembered as selfless. Her family believes she may have gone back inside to try and help others escape.
I think she went back to go save the other one that was staying in the 2nd and 3rd floor. And tragically, she didn't make it out.
Loved ones say Krista Lee had just finished school and dreamed of going to cosmetology school. Now, her 2 sisters and nephew also died in the fire. This morning, investigators are continuing to figure out what could have caused this fire, but we are told that no foul play is suspected. Live in Hartford, Priscilla Meza, Fox 61.
Priscilla, thanks. And people in the community are all grieving with the family. Some people we spoke with said the fire was pretty scary news in the community. Jendaya Scott Miller's grandchildren live in that neighborhood. She says it's a hard day for everyone, especially children who were friends with the 2 kids who died.
There were obviously toys in the front yard where children were active and played, so I'm sure they played with their neighbors. It would be tough to have to now tell their friends why they aren't outside anymore and why they won't see them again.
A memorial is now growing outside that family home. The family says it's in the process of organizing a fundraiser, but they're still working out the details. We'll let you know once we learn more.
This morning, police say one man was shot in Hartford, and he is recovering in the hospital this morning. Police got a shot spotter notification at about 10:41 on South Marshall Street. That's right behind Hartford Public High. While officers were investigating, they say the man, who's in his 20s, brought himself to Hartford Hospital. No word on his condition this morning. If you know or if you saw anything, please give police a call.
A firefighter was treated for heat exhaustion after a fire at an apartment complex in Rocky Hill. The fire department says a stove fire was spread at the Forest Park Apartments around 6 last night. People in 8 apartments were not allowed back in. The Red Cross is now there helping everyone displaced. No one else was hurt. The firefighter who was sent to the hospital is expected to recover.
6:06 right now, and a car barreled into a building in East Hartford. Here's some of the video. It happened about 8 o'clock last night at the Cardinal Health AeroMed facility. That's off Robert Street. No word on if anyone there was hurt. A state representative charged in 2 shoplifting incidents has been granted a form of special probation. A judge agreed to put State Rep Raghib Ali Brennan through an accelerated rehabilitation program. Ali Brennan was charged late last month with larceny, just weeks after he was accused of shoplifting at a Target store. Now, we're still waiting for details about that second charge. After his first arrest, Ali Brennan said that he made a simple error by failing to scan 2 items that were in his arms. He said he was in a rush to get to his grandmother, who was in the hospital. Once Ali Brennan completes the program and does not steal again for a year, his charges are going to be dropped. He's also going to pay Target back the $54, and he's going to take a 3-week leave from his duties.
Connecticut is joining 20 other states and the District of Columbia in yet another lawsuit against the Trump administration. The states say the Justice Department is not properly withholding hundreds of millions of dollars in crime victim grants. They say it's to force them to cooperate with ICE. They're asking a federal judge to strike down the conditions. The grant money funds medical bills, funerals, counseling, and emergency shelter for victims. State officials warn if the funds are cut, they may have to scale back or shut down the programs altogether.
Some UConn students are asking the university to cut ties with Avelo. This is over the airline's business decision to charter deportation flights for the federal government. A petition was launched to get UConn athletics to end its partnership. The Huskies have used Avelo since January of 2022. Authors of the petition argue that people detained by ICE have not been given due process, and therefore Avelo is acting illegally by continuing those flights. Earlier this summer, New Haven banned city employees from using taxpayer funds to fly on Avelo, and the New Haven Road Race dropped Avelo as a sponsor.
6:08 now, and today marks 70 years since one of the worst natural disasters in our state history. 2 hurricanes caused catastrophic flooding back on August 19th, 1955. You can see people traveled in boats along city streets just to get through all the high water. More than 80 people died across Connecticut. 29 of those were in Waterbury alone. Fox 61's Kate Pattyfoot spoke with one man who served in the National Guard during that time.
Nicholas Kawasha served in the National Guard during the 1955 floods. 70 years later, he's recounting what it was like to be in the middle of recovery efforts.
I think my father's in this scene right there with the helmet on in the back. He works with the power company.
Nicholas Kawasha still remembers the flood of 1955, and at the Mattituck Museum in Waterbury, archival photos and videos remain of that horrific day.
There was a little boy in there. There was a big house down there, North Riverside, and that was one of the first ones where I think a little boy, I was going to jump in the truck, but I wouldn't have been here.
And that's when he knew he had to do something.
My mother started crying. She comes down and she's almost trying to pull me away. I says, Ma, I have to go. I have to help.
The Naugatuck River swelled thanks to Hurricanes Connie and Diane. It crested about 27 feet above its low water level. Kawasha still recalls how the city looked when it was underwater.
Thomason Dam broke. That water was up here because of the dam coming down. You're taking all the dam.
Fast, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
The veteran is almost 88 and says August 19th, 1955 was the worst day.
I've been alive almost 88 years now. This is without a doubt, in my testimony, is the worst disaster has ever been in the state of Connecticut.
According to the Mattituck Museum, 12 Sikorsky helicopters saved 297 people around Waterbury. Part of that operation included flying doctors and nurses to Waterbury hospitals from isolated areas. The State Guard and the Red Cross were mobilized. Kawasha has a book of the flood in his home. As he turns the pages, he remembers more.
And here I am going down the street. Look at the water. I learned through this before and after the flood. Let's look out for one another.
Kawasha said during the flood, everyone came together to help and hopes people continue those acts of service. In Waterbury, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61.